Well, you know, by now, now the second time around, and the label and everyone sort of has a little bit of faith in us. We had the chance to, obviously, we spent more money. We got into the studio, and I picked the coolest studio with the best. We got the best gear. We were like, okay, what's the best amp for you, Terry? What's the best sound, the fattest guitar sound ever? And we bought this like awesome, expensive amp heads. Like he used the guitar was going through like 4 amp heads instead of 1. It was awesome. So it's a much richer, fuller sound for all those fun, indulgent reasons. Because I figure with the money we made, the best place to spend it would be on the band. The band made us the money, so let's pour it into the second album. And also just so many creative ideas. We really took our time with this one, spent 2 years writing, and there's just layers and layers and layers of music in every song. Just because, I mean, for me as a listener, I want to hear more. It's the best to me. The coolest thing about it is that for these songs, you can go back and listen a lot of times and always hear something new, some new piece, some new part that you didn't hear before. Not literal. It's not literal about the drug for me. I've never taken lithium before. It's sort of a metaphor about numbness and happiness, and sort of like it's me looking at happiness in a negative way, because I've always been, kind of afraid to be happy. Like with the band and the art and everything else, it's always, I'm not letting myself break through into the happiness, it seems like, because it's not cool or something. And describing happiness as lithium, it's like saying that's numbness. I won't be able to be an artist anymore if I'm happy. Which is hilarious because, I mean, it's just not true. I'm happy. So it's this fight within the song of do I do this and get out of here and get happy, or do I wallow in it like I always do? And it's cool because at the end of the song I say I'm going to let it go. I am going to be happy. The music for me is completely therapeutic. I write to get the insides out, and it is all real. It's not like I wallow in fake sadness. It's all very, very real, things that have really happened. But it's such a great feeling when I finish the album, because once I've purged those things from myself, I'm allowed to be okay. It's like, all right, now I can put pigtails in my hair and, go be silly for a while, until I need to write again because something's affected me for whatever reason. I don't think that we'll be able to take everyone with us that was a fan from Fallen into the new album and get them to love it just as much. It's that different. I think that Fallen is accessible, and I think to some degree it's sort of simple. And this album isn't so simple, but I like to hope, that with all the fans that we may lose for, being too different or whatever, just do different, yeah, because some fans do just want the same thing. I think we'll gain that many more fans who weren't fans, the first time. So I think, good music should speak for itself, and I think this is a great album. I have a lot of faith in it. I love it very much. I think it's better than the first one, and I guess in the end, doesn't really matter if everybody else doesn't love it as much as I do, because it's my album. I do give myself a hard time, but I had to completely ignore expectations, because the whole point of this band is expressing myself and what's real and what's true. And if I start changing that, then that really is the band changing, and I would hate it. Doubt it. I doubt it. It's just not who I am. I definitely have always been fascinated with the darker side of things, death, the afterlife, sort of these things that I don't really understand and maybe never will. It's part of who I am, but it doesn't mean I can't be happy. I think you can hear in this album, even the songs where they're dark and spooky, we're having fun. It sounds like we're having fun making music, at least to me, because I know we are. So no, I don't see myself putting out a folk album. But you know what? I don't know. I really don't know. It all depends on what happens between now and then. It's different. I finally got a break. It was like when we were constantly touring, life is more like this. It's crazy. There's interviews and stuff going on. I'm working, working, working. No matter how hard I work, it's never enough. Playing shows, seeing the fans every day, the screaming, the madness. But after tour stopped, and I went home, I'm not the kind of person that goes out all the time anyway. So I really got a chance to collect myself and come back to normal and have real life and not be noticed and not be different. I really felt for the majority of the time off like a normal person again. So that's given me the strength to be able to do this again now. I mean, I got to recharge and start over. So I don't feel like I'm a completely different person because of fame and whatever else, because I don't think it means anything. I really think the whole fame thing is just, it's here now, but who knows when it'll leave, and what does it really mean anyway? We're all just people, so I don't know. I think I'm the same person I've always been, really. I've always been inspired by Tim Burton and Danny Elfman collaborative movies, especially the ones with Johnny Depp. Those, like Sleepy Hollow, like the music, part of it is the music, but it's the images with the music. It's like when you watch Sleepy Hollow and hear the Danny Elfman music and see all the imagery and everything, that so inspires me musically and for the band, like image-wise. When I was a kid, The Dark Crystal. Totally big. I watched that movie about 100 times. You know, I had the lunchbox. I don't know, a lot of the strange childlike movies. I love Nightmare Before Christmas. That's another, obviously, Danny Elfman type thing. But I don't know. I honestly, business-wise, as far as like the music and my job and everything, it has been just a completely good experience. The obstacles, like, you know, Terry having a stroke, that sort of thing, those are hard, but it's almost like I see that as personal. I don't see that as part of the band. Although he is a band member, he's first and foremost my friend. So, yeah, that was tough, but I don't know. For the most part, it's been a really, really good experience. Yeah, in November, we'll be touring Europe in theater dates, and then we'll be back in the new year for the big shows. So. We haven't set up the stage yet, but I mean, I have a lot of cool set ideas. We had a pretty big, fairly elaborate set last time, so we can only grow from there.